happy Tuesday 10 at 10. My name is Richard Charpentier, and I'm a bakery scientist, French master baker, and bakery influencer. So today we will be answering questions sent from the bakers to answered by yours truly. So let's get started. First question, someone wants to know, how can I make my flour tortillas rounder? Well, that's a very vague question. How can you make your tortillas rounder when you press it? I'm assuming just change your viscosity. Maybe add a little more fat and add a little more water so that once you press it, it's uniform. Floor time could be helping you out as well. You know, it's all about trial and error, and until you find the right combination that gives you the right results. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's about for you to try out what works, not knowing, your base formulation. I cannot really tell you what to do, but there's plenty of things that could be done. And, adding viscosity by adding water or anything like that, as long as it's not sticky, could work. So good luck with your continuation on your project. Our second question, carbomethyl cellulose, CMC. They want to know what ratio of percent of cellulose can I use per pound of gluten-free flour. I make my own. I'm always looking for ways to improve it. So excellent question. So if you want to improve the CMC you use, it all depends on which CMC you're buying, the different concentration of CMC you get from which vendor, and also what you're using for your gluten-free flour, because, what other ingredients you have in there. That will determine what amount of CMC to use. The amount of CMC is going to be based on the results you're getting. So a lot of those questions, you can give a percent, but the percent will vary based on so many different factors. Are you using yeast for your flour? Are you using baking powder for your gluten-free? And all of those will determine what's the best percent. There is not one answer that will be black and white and work for everybody across. If not, it would be too easy for everyone to do the same thing. So good luck on researching and finding what works the best. Now, does spelt flour get tempered with water before milling? Well, the act of tempering is used so it's easier to get a better throughput when you do a whole grain. It hardens the outer, what changes the outer shell and the bran and the germ for better separation. So tempering of all flour, usually it's at 14%, based on a 14% moisture basis, and will be tempered in flour based on the grain. If the grains are too hard or too dry, they will shatter and not give you the right results. So I'm assuming it has to be tempered like any other grains in order to improve the efficiency and the throughput of your milling. That's what I would recommend. There's a lot of great, technical advisors within milling that you can ask as well, but I would recommend increasing the moisture of your spelt in order to check where you are before milling it. And now for last question of the day, someone said they're making mochi and they're trying to add glyceryl monostearate to the mochi, so it's in order to make it so it's more stable. And they want to know what ratio to do for the mochi. The glyceryl monostearate is a wonderful emulsifier. Again, based on where you're buying it, based on your formulation, the ratio will change. I would give you a ballpark of 1%, maybe up to 5% based on flours, based on baker's percent. To try, you might find something that works for you within that range. And again, it takes work in order to figure out what's the best ratio. There's no, again, magic bullet that says, hey, this is what it is, and one universal level that works everywhere. It has to do also with your type of products, how you're running it, the equipment, the processing, the ingredients, etc. So I recommend you will continue doing work between the 1 to 5% and finding out the optimum level for your product. Well, that's it for today, my friends. I'll see you next week. Happy Tuesday and happy baking. Take care.